Hi, welcome back. You're watching Trading Hour. Well, it's a day to be a banking stock, 0.6% higher on the Nifty Bank. And let's head straight to the MK Confluence and get chatting with a banker. Mahabaleshwara MS, the MD and CEO of Karnataka Bank, now joins in. Hi, sir. Good morning to you, and thanks very much for speaking with us. We haven't spoken to you actually since your numbers came out. So just a few quick points on your Q1 numbers. One I want to ask is that your slippages, while they've come off just a tad, it remains still quite high, close to that 500 crores odd mark. What's the outlook now for the rest of FY18?
Yeah, see, we have been focusing on the growth management as well as the stressed asset management. And during the Q1, we have achieved a reasonably satisfactory performance in these two fronts. And going forward, what I'm looking at is M5 has been quite satisfactory, M4 and M5 also. And M6 looks to be very quite positive as far as the traction of the credit. And as far as the slippage is concerned, we have been able to have a moderate slippage in the M4 and M5 also. Looks to be positive for the M6. There has been some recoveries in the areas, especially the borderline cases. And at all the branches, 770 branches and 12 regional offices, we are focusing more on the credit growth as well as prevention of the slippage and recovery of the existing accounts. Having said that, we are also focusing on the CASA growth. The new addition to the CASA number is happening as per our expectations. And you may be aware of the fact that we have recently introduced four interest variants to our SB products also. So that has helped me to rationalize the interest outflow in the SB sectors as well.
Could you give us some outlook for the full year? Can you do that? I mean, how will advances grow? Deposits, slippages?
As far as I said, the current year, I had given 5 priorities areas. One is the credit growth. Second one is the stressed asset management. Third one is CASA. Fourth one is our this fee-based income management, and as well as the parabanking activities initiatives and technology-based products. So these are the 5 areas where we have been focusing. And as far as credit is concerned, I'm still holding on to my original statement of a credit growth of 15% plus. And the asset quality-wise, I'm still holding on to that GNPA of around 4% and NNPA of around 2%. Even though in the first quarter, as you all know, the first quarter generally used to be a stressful quarter, and we are also not an exception for that. But going forward, as I said, M4 to M12 appears to be a positive one for Karnataka Bank as far as the asset portfolio creation and also the quality of the assets.
Do you believe you've sort of provided adequately in terms of provisions?
Provisions should not be a problem. See, the plus point as far as my bank's asset portfolio is concerned, 94% of our advances are fully secured. As a result, even if there is a slippage in the first quarter or at the first instance, fortunately for me, these assets will not slip to either DS3 or loss asset, and they have to pass through that passage of substandard to DS to LS. So that gives me some the headroom for providing the provisions is concerned, because the 15% would be more than sufficient. What is happening is we have been tracking all those borderline cases. I think you may be remembering that last time when I spoke, when I came on media, I told that we have about 1% of our total advances under the borderline. So in these borderline cases, as of now, when I am now almost in the fag end of M5, around 80% of these borderline cases have already resolved. and hardly 10% slipped to NPA, and another 10% is still under the resolution mode, and still I have another 1 month, and I feel that we should be able to perform in the management of the stressed assets portfolio as per our original plan.
Okay, so just one final question. I know you have already clarified on this earlier, but the buzz grows that perhaps there could be a cabinet decision on PSB consolidation as early as today itself. In the past, you have denied that Karnataka Bank is an acquisition candidate. Has anything changed since then? Anything that you might have heard of?
Madam, I am not in the PSB sector. I am still in the private sector, and we are growing strong.
Sorry, sir. Please accept my apologies.
Sir, you know, within the old private sector banks, I mean, if I look at South India, Lakshmi, Karur, Federal, Dhanalakshmi, City Union, you know, you're attractively positioned. You're one of the cheapest banks. I mean, if you look at price to book, you look at market cap to business. Have you, I mean, has there been any interaction with investors on any sort of M&A or
see, investors interaction is a continuous process. In fact, I have already started one investors relations cell very recently, and this is mainly precisely for that purpose only, because we have to be in direct touch with all our investors. You may be aware of the fact that Karnataka Bank is not promoted by any group or any major investors.
That is the reason why there is always this talk that you may be open to a takeover. I mean, it's been around for ages.
No, it is not. It is not the case. It is shareholding is widely spread, and I have around 140,000 shareholders. So the corporate communication is an important area. That is why we have strengthened that, and of course we have our own growth strategy. The transformation change which my board has deliberated on this, we are now in the process of implementation of that transformation change as per our Vision 2020. Yes, for the first 2 years of Vision 2020, that is the 5 years program, the growth was not up to the expected level, but still we have another 3 years. Let me totally focus on that and come up to the expectation of all the stakeholders.
Okay, no immediate plans for any M&A, very scattered shareholding. So you're actually putting that argument about no identifiable promoter on its head and saying because there is no one large chunk held by any investor, it actually could be tougher to do rather than easier to do. I mean, any potential M&A, but you're very focused on growth and your plan for 2020, Vision 2020. Thank you very much. Appreciate you joining in on the show today. We will take a very quick break here. We focus on Infosys.